So hey guys, we are back with another video, and in this video we are going to talk about vision guided chunking. So this is a new chunking technique that has been developed by my team in yellow.ai, and I'm really proud of what my team has been working on lately, and we have some good research papers coming in the next 2 to 3 months. One of them will most probably get released in the next month, which is really exciting when it comes to basic instruction followings. But in this video, as mentioned, we are going to talk about this new chunking technique. Okay, so giving you the background of why we decided to work on this problem. Previously also we worked on a problem called table parsing in this complex documents, but we found that layouts can change throughout PDF documents. There are flow charts, there are complex tables spanning from one page to 3 pages, 5 pages, 6 pages, something like that, right? And usually when we go from one page to another, we don't have the context of what exactly is going on right now, right? So we decided to have this new chunking technique where we utilize the power of these big large multimodal models like Gemini 2.5 Pro, GPT 4.1, and use them to produce chunks which can directly be embedded in our vector database and can be retrieved. Now, how are we preserving this whole context? That is the part, right? So I'll take an example of a PDF having 20 pages, right? Let's say. So what we decided is that we will break down the PDFs into let's say batches of 5 batches, total 20, right? Now let's say we send the first one, right? When the first one goes, we will ask Gemini to produce chunks using a fixed set of instructions. Once those chunks have been produced, we will keep the last two chunks with us. Okay, we will keep that with us. Now you also have an option to create a summary of that whole chunk. That is an optional thing. We did not see any surge in the accuracy, but that is an option. Now once you keep those last two chunks with you, and you the other chunks also including the last two chunks, you embed them, right? But you kept a copy of the last two chunks. Now next time when you're sending the next 4 pages of the PDF, you are going to put these last two chunks in the whole prompt, that okay, this is the previous context of what was happening. Now you can continue, and if you feel something that can be taken from the previous chunks, please consider that. Okay, so these large multimodal models, right, they are very much capable of understanding the previous context and integrating that with the current context. I'll give you an example. Let's say there is a PDF of a table consisting of 6 pages. Let's say in the last page it was already the context was going on with some headers and names. Now in the new file which I'm sending to Gemini, it doesn't has the header, right? The heading columns are not there, but because I'm sending the previous two chunks, the model is able to understand, okay, this was a table extraction going on with these two headings. Okay, so this way we are able to increase some accuracy. Now when it comes to prompt engineering, right, we have also added some flags. What are flags? Let's say these models, they understand that okay, a particular process is still going on, we have not extracted the whole chunk. They will mark a flag as continue. Okay, they'll mark it as continue, that okay, currently it is not completed. Mark it as continue is equals to true. And you can also mark it as false if you feel like the representation is complete. And you can also mark it as partial for uncertain continuation relationship, okay, on the basis of that. Now when you look at the accuracy, we tested with multiple chunking techniques, semantical search and chunking. Then we had this sentence based token based chunking. Then we also had similarity based chunking, but it was not helping us, maybe 0.1% or 0.2%. But here in this, from 0.78 to 0.89, an 11% jump. Okay, so that's big. And obviously the chunk quality is also overall improving, right? Now these LLMs, right, they're already acting as a big black box where we don't know what exactly is happening inside, right, the interaction and stuff. But what if we are able to make this whole pipeline at least more observable? How are we doing that? Now we know the chunks quality, and the chunk is not, you're not just using some PyPDF tool to extract chunks like maniacs, right? Now you're using a proper technique, so you're pretty sure that okay, this is how the content looks like. Now when you're debugging these things and you see the chunks, you can easily look at is it a summarization problem or is it a searching problem in RAG, right? There are only two kinds of problem in RAG, either search problem or summarization problems, right? Now let's look at some things which we feel that can be even improved when it comes to even longer 8 to 9 pages Gemini 2.5 Pro will start failing because of the context output length it can produce. Right now it can produce 64,000 tokens, and let's say you have 10-11 pages, it cannot go in one page, so you will have to create multiple batches, right? As you saw in the figure, you will have to create multiple batches, right? And you will have to keep the context with you. Now, why Gemini 2.5 Pro? We tested with GPT 4.1, we tested with Gemini 2.5 Flash, and Claude 4 was actually out of the whole loop because of having high cost. But we found that Gemini 2.5 Pro was much better compared to GPT 4.1 when it comes to intelligence chunk creation. Although GPT 4.1 was definitely better than 2.5 Flash, but 2.5 Pro was wonderful, right? So yeah, now let's look at the prompt, right? I'll show you guys the prompt so that you guys know exactly. Yeah, so we defined the whole prompt in multiple things, right? Extraction phase, where we are providing to create headings, right? We want the content to be like this: heading and content. So heading will go in 3 phases: the main document title, the major section inside document, and the specific subtopic. Okay, so this makes things easy. Now cool. When it comes to critical steps, we are telling it what to pay attention to. Never ever split numbered steps, instruction or procedure across different chunks. You don't want that to happen, right? Multi-limb call support, multi-page context handling, layout elements, something like that. Now flags are here, that what are the flag rules to follow, blah blah blah. And at the end, final checks before submitting. Okay, now you guys can take some time, read this prompt and understand how we did this whole prompt engineering. It took us a lot of time. Now one quick thing, you guys must be thinking, aren't you sending a very big prompt, Vishesh? Yeah, we are sending that, and that is another reason we decided to use Gemini 2.5 Pro. We noticed Gemini 2.5 Pro is very efficient in handling these long context, right? They have an input parameter, I think input token length of 1 million, I think, and obviously we are not using that much, but because we wanted the prompt to be precise, include all things step by step, 15 points of this when working with tables, add steps and instructions, continue flag, and a lot of things. So we wanted the model to be doing good, right? Almost perfect. So yeah, that's the reason we decided to do this. Now, can things be improved here? Definitely they can improve. We are still working on even improving the accuracy, because our whole point is, if the documents contain data regarding the query, it should get answered. No way there can not be in 2025 be a method to not answer something which is present in the document, right? If we are not able to do that, I think we are missing a lot of things when it comes to these intelligence models building, right? So yeah, now I would suggest you guys go and read this paper. We will love to have some upvotes on Hugging Face, and I'll love to take some suggestions from you guys, and collaborate if you have some better methods in mind. And this is the reason we open source this paper was that we wanted people to contribute more in this domain. Use LLMs for things which we as humans, and we are using some fixed formats, can be changed, because these documents are dynamic, and you don't, in 2025 you don't need to manually or like a maniac scrape just all the text. You should look at the layout and then extract text, right? So yeah, that is one thing. So I'll love to hear suggestions from you guys and your views on this paper, and I'll see you in the next one. So thank you and have a nice day.